start from there. Mention it, because I'm recording it. I'm breaking it down.
Yeah.
How do you bring happiness or something?
Yeah. So the first thing, I think there are few
No, I
aspects.
want you to say what you said. How do you bring happiness to life? Is that what you said?
I'm such an orator that I don't remember what I
Okay,
say.
okay, okay. Continue.
Yeah.
Continue.
So how do we create a positive mindset from a traumatic mindset? I think
Great.
that's what
Great.
I said.
Yes.
So my problem is like I don't prepare. I mean, I just talk. So
Mm,
I
mm.
don't know like what I talk. So yeah. So I think continuing with this talk for a few more minutes, I think probably
Yeah.
uh, after realizing that a person is in a traumatic situation, and let us say that after getting or seeking the therapeutic help, wherein there is some improvements that are happening in a person's life. Probably this particular talk starts from there, from there where the help is already taken from the professional, where you are seeing, where you are understanding the inner child dramas, and once you understand the inner child dramas, like you have an interest in inner child drama, and you validate those things. After validating these things, what is the next step? You're taking the therapy, but what is that you do from your side? Okay, so if I have to really say this, let me put this across. Anything, everything. This is my belief system. This is absolutely my opinion. I'm not emphasizing this on anybody else, or it's not taken. I'm a person who strongly believes that this life of 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, whatever is the lifespan that we are here, it's a very beautiful time where you have to really see yourself as the most evolved species, us as the most evolved human being. When I say evolved human being, I say that how you are intellectually strong, how you have become socially strong, and how you have become physically. When I say physically strong, physically, mentally, like physically, anyways, as a person is aging, eventually the physical health does do come down, but mentally, like how stronger they become. So we all need to have an end point wherein I say that when I am leaving the planet Earth, what is that I am doing? How is that? How am I? What am I as a social being? What am I as a mental being? What am I as an emotional being? How strong has I become from last year or from last 6 months? Because I think this is something that we all need to make a note of ourselves. Maybe I was a very intolerant person for certain things. Have I started tolerating this? Have I increased my tolerance towards my certain habits, certain things? That could be one. And have I come out of my bad elements or negative emotions like jealousy, possessiveness? How much have I come out of it? I think as a human being, we need to make and identify what kind of negative emotions or behaviors we have as a person. Most of the times we are not aware. We are not aware of ourselves, because the beauty of this world is there are few things which you only know and others do not know. There are few things which others know and you do not know. There are few things which others know and you also know. There are few things which others also do not know, you also do not know, because that only will occur when a situation happens. When a specific situation comes in, how you react or how you have reacted, you get to know about it. So when we can know, when we are aware of all this four matrix, this matrix of what we are, the self awareness is your start point to understand yourself better. You should know yourself better, your strengths, your weakness, your ability, what society thinks about you, what are the good things about you in the society, what are the bad things about you in the society, what is that you are as an inside person. Start making a matrix of yourself by checking out with your friends, by checking out with your family members, by checking out with yourself what you are. As I told you, there is one matrix, one part of the matrix which you only know but which others do not know. Maybe start writing it down and understand how it is going to really impact your life as a person. Start understanding that. I think once we are clear with that self awareness, the next plan is like, how do we really change these things? So, whatever bad elements that you have noticed, as I mentioned earlier, it is all because of an inner child trauma, or a trauma which you have experienced in the recent past, or a repressed trauma that has surfaced out, after some time. After some time. So, make note of the reasons why you feel that, or you behave the way you are behaving. The way you are behaving. Once you are sure, once you are aware, and be very honest about it. You're not trying to impress anybody. It is not for anybody. It is to know yourself. Knowing yourself is the first thing that we all as adults is the primary duty of all of us. Let us know our behaviors, let us know ourselves, let us know our strengths, and let us know our weaknesses, and we need to know about ourselves so well. I think once it is done, let us say that you are a person with lot of negative mindset, in the sense like you don't have trust, you want to do things so perfectly well, so you are overworking, to do that, and you are not giving yourself time, and you are not really thinking about yourself. You are doing too much for yourself, for others. And or maybe you are a people pleaser, or maybe you are so angry that you can't control your emotions. And then maybe you are, as I mentioned earlier, maybe you are a kind of a person like who wants to do everything and who does not give the work to anybody. And maybe you are a person like who wants to have a complete control of the whole situation. You don't believe in people coming and participating with you. Have a complete note. I think it is the time that you need to make a blueprint of your personality, because a therapist will anyways talk about your blueprint, but still a therapist will not know everything and anything about you. It is your duty. If you really want to change, trust me, the 70 beautiful years what you have with you is one of the beautiful times that you can experience. And having a human form and having a human form with consciousness and intelligence is one of the most beautiful creations of the higher forces, and we are so destined to be born this way. We have a free will, we know what it is. I think with all these things having into us, and I think we need to really use the best use of what it is. So let us say that you finally realize, or you realize that you have a negative mindset, or you are, as I told you, when I say negative mindset, that includes everything, lack of trust, getting angry, or being very aggressive, or silently dominating the people, or it could be anything. There are so many a number of things which I'm talking about in some time now. So once you know that this is what it is, now it is time that you change yourself. Change yourself. Okay. So use your senses. Senses are the most beautiful things that you can use, and it is so easy. It is so easy. Okay. So use your senses to start identifying at least five things, because I did a study long back in a year back in 2006. When I asked the people, like, what makes you happy, can you tell me a few moments that made you happy? They took some time to tell me. When I asked them, what made you sad, can you tell me something that made you sad, they had a big list coming off. Oh, my mom shouted at me, my dad shouted at me, I failed in an exam, or my girlfriend has ditched me, or a number of things that has come out. So we need to understand, as a life that is existing on this planet, the very purpose of all of us is to survive. It could be you, it could be me, it could be from any country, religion, gender, no matter what it is. We are all here to survive. When we have to survive, how do we survive? We survive when we start thinking negatively. We don't think that in the forest it's going to be a beautiful place where I can romance with the trees and can be very happy. Okay. Unless until I think there might be a wild animal that can pounce upon me, or there could be this water beach, where I can be drowned. Unless until I think negatively, I don't protect myself. So thinking negatively is a survival technique. It is a survival tactic. Unless until we think negatively, we cannot survive. And we are so hardwired with negativity We are so hardwired with negativity. Even small things like failing in an exam, or it could be like not able to eat a pizza of your choice. Even they are getting into depression, because nowadays generation, this is what I often keep seeing, especially the youth. As smallest thing a girl says no, and this man goes and takes away his life, or he goes and chops that girl's hands. I mean it's going to the extremes, okay? Because what has started as a survival mechanism, now we are so hardwired, the generation is getting so hardwired negatively, that they are not ending, they are going to any extent, for the simple reason that it is the time now we realize that we are all negatively hardwired to survive. Losing a girlfriend or a boyfriend is not survival, because we have some billions of girls and boys on this planet. Getting one is not a big deal. Failing an exam, you can pass again. Or mother shouting at you, because mother shouts at you not with hatred, because she wants to do something, or maybe she feels that, maybe we need to start reasoning out the things. So, from the shift from the negative mindset, this is the time that we shift to the positive mindset to see happiness in our day to day life. Okay. So, to shift to the positive mindset, the most important thing that we have to understand, how do we use the senses, right? So, every morning, this is the strategy I tell everybody. Every morning, wake up, wake up. The first thing you need to be happy about, you are alive. How many people pass away in the sleep? How many would have heard in your life? You have another day to live, to achieve, to prove, to see beauty of this world, to see beauty of yourself as a very beautiful being. Okay. So the most important thing, be happy. Make a note of 5 things that has made you happy. Take a diary, take a book and start writing. Make the date. You say, I am happy for. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy, maybe, you're smelling a cup of coffee from your kitchen, and you feel that smell through your nose, and then you say, oh, that's a lovely coffee that I'm smelling. The coffee is brewing and the smell is so good. And there are many people who cannot make a coffee, you cannot get a coffee, and that's the reality. Let's not get away from that reality. Okay. So be very happy that you're able to smell the coffee, you're able to smell your breakfast, and put it in your tongue, and be happy that that you're able to eat something, which there are many who are suffering due to hunger. And there are many who are suffering. You be very grateful. Be very happy that you have a shelter above your head. We see many people on the road. Be very happy. Be very happy. You have somebody as friends or parents to give you a moral support. If we have to really look at, we have so many things to feel happy about. But only a problem, we are not conscious of that. We are so, I mean, we sail so much in this world that we even forget that there are many things that make us happy. So initially, to start off, try to notice 5 things using all the senses. Maybe, cuddle your pet, or, maybe cuddle your child, or cuddle your partner, and feel that the touch is a very one of the most powerful ways that you can experience happiness. Okay. So use all the 5 senses: touch, smell, taste, hearing, and then go to your balcony, just check into the birds that are chirping, listen to it, or put on some music, a very beautiful music that can give you happiness. After a week, start now noticing that I have to find out 10 things that are making me happy. From 5, you translate to 10. So slowly increase the number. Increase the number. Your idea has to be within 3 months. By 3 months, you should be in a position to see happiness in every situation or every person. You must see a problem as an opportunity. You must see, you must see a person as a person who's teaching you how to learn, or who's teaching something good to you, that you become a better person. So your job is to see that every person is your teacher who's teaching you something. Every situation is an opportunity to learn something. So when you can reach that stage, trust me, you will not find the problems. You will only see opportunities. You will only see teachers. You will see that I'm learning, and start making a notebook. Okay, this was my personality. As I told you in the beginning, you have a blueprint of your personality. Now you say, yes, Kavitha, you have overcome this. You have overcome this. You have overcome this. Oh, you're so good. You're able to do that. And next most important thing is, have a purpose in your life. have a purpose in your life, because each one of us, when I say purpose, money earning is not a purpose. It's a part of survival. Okay. Have a purpose that can take you to a better space. See, for me, I identified that I teach happiness to 1 million people before I leave the planet. That is the purpose. That is a spiritual purpose that I have taken. So believe and have faith in the existence of a higher force, of a higher consciousness, and also develop, because you need to have a higher force to see that things are going to happen good for you. Things are actually going to be very good for you. Until you see that, you don't even realize that, that things are not happening for you, because only a human mind is not enough to make you understand that, the life is this. So be something beyond what your existence is. Eating, sleeping, living in a family. That is also a part of existence, but that is alone not an existence. You need to have a life which is much, much bigger than this human dimension. If you can think of something like that, think of something like that. Go and do something for the society. When I say larger than life dimension, think of something where you can definitely benefit the society, where you can do a larger good to the society. If you can do this as a person, though it is not easy, trust me, it's not easy, but it's not difficult to. It's not difficult to. You need to make efforts, consistent efforts, to ensure to see that you are doing this, and you see yourself, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, you see that where did I come, how did I travel, and what is my travel path, and where am I leading now. So this is the way that you can achieve your happiness. And thank you so much for the opportunity once again. Hello.
Hello, thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time. I'm glad that I asked you to continue because you've given us more, especially in terms of how you can make yourself happy. We need to start thinking, because one thing I have learned, Professor Kavitha, what has helped me, because most of the things you've said, I will be honest with you, I've gone through it right from when I was very young. So it's not new to me.
Yeah.
Everything you've said started from when I was 3 years. You understand?
Yeah.
And for me to be where I am today, it's absolutely true that people can also move themselves away from that traumatic experience. They can move away from it. And I like also the way that you concluded that if the only possibility of you bringing awareness, identify it, deal with it, then work, self-work yourself, redirect yourself, repairing, like you said, that's a word that I received from you. Repairing yourself can bring happiness. I mean, with your lectures today, it makes me to understand that, wow, it could be the main reason why there was massive abuse and violence in the family. I mean, like, it's just like there was a time I was reading some articles and relating it to the scriptures, that because I'm a Christian, right? It makes me to realize that people don't know that they are traumatic. People don't know that whatever is happening is within. And that is why we need to bring this awareness. And sometimes people know, but they're shy away from it.
They're trauma bonded, they're
Trauma
bonded to
bond,
the trauma. Yes.
yes, yes. They just want to pretend. But what you don't deal with can escalate. If you keep some kind of behavior for a long time and you didn't seek help, one way or the other, you are affecting the people around you, your loved ones, because you chose not to help yourself or repair yourself. And if you want to be happy in life, this is the way. Do you know that people will tell you, oh, when I have a house, I will be happy. When I'm married, I will be happy. When I have money, I will be happy. Have you heard about that before?
Absolutely.
And when they are, let's put, for example, when they become millionaire, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy? Because money cannot buy happiness. You have to work it out. We have to work it out. And some people, I mean, like I'm also, because I will use my own as an experience, we always blame ourselves. And that is why sometimes we isolate ourselves, because we think we are the one, the problem in the society. And sometimes maybe you've done one thing or the other, then you find it difficult to forgive yourself. And if you cannot forgive yourself, then you'll be bitter. I like the way, because I was also doing what you said. Like you said, sometimes we make we find ourselves not trusting anybody. We find ourselves pleasing people. And the more you please people, the more they abuse you.
Absolutely.
And then you find yourself trying, oh my God, did I do that? Yes, several times. Just because I want to belong to this society. I always try my best to want to be perfect. And then I realize that the more you are making yourself to be perfect, the more you are making mistakes.
Absolutely.
The
That's
more,
why I said, love your imperfections, Don't be perfect. That's okay.
the more you are making, the more you want to be perfect so that you can be recognized, the more you make mistakes, the more you become miserable. Because
Absolutely.
the more you are taking yourself out of you. You are not being yourself anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it's absolutely, because you are our psychologist and you know more. So I'm confessing to you my own. Yeah, because sometimes we pretend. That is why we have fake people out there. We pretend as if all is well. We pretend as if we are perfect, we are holy, we are this. But then we cover what is covered. Like I always say to people, that, the clothes we wear covers a lot. It covers our behavior, our attitude. It covers our sickness and disease. It covers lots. It's just like during the COVID. COVID came to expose us, because a lot of us has a secret agenda. A lot of us are going through a lot. I worked in the hospital. People might say, oh, it's the COVID that killed people, but they didn't know that we have underlying issues before COVID. COVID just come to introduce to us who we are. COVID come to expose what we are having inside of us and to caution us of our health.
Exactly.
I mean, say for instance, before COVID, everybody can queue up joint food, fast food, order. But now people are conscious of what they are eating.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
All kinds of fizzy drinks. Now those ones are reducing now. People are focusing on water and lemon drinks. I mean, I started my work before COVID. And sometimes it might only be, especially on Saturdays, it might only be myself on my area when I'm doing my working early in the morning or in the evening. But after COVID, many people have come out.
True, true, true. I think there's a lot of awareness that has come in terms of the physical health, mental health,
Yeah,
and relationships. I think there is definitely a change, no
there,
doubts.
there is. It's not only technology. It's
Yes,
not only
exactly.
technology that has changed us. COVID
Yes,
has changed us.
absolutely.
It makes us to be aware of who we are, aware of what we are carrying, aware of what we're going through, aware of what is in our body, and be conscious of what you are saying to people, conscious of what you are eating, conscious of what you are putting into your body. So it's very important that we treat this because, like you said yesterday, I mean, you blew my mind yesterday when you were talking, because yes, you were illustrating it in the terms of child, but then we are still child. We are still children, children growing. Even a 70-year-old,
Absolutely.
80 years old is still children growing, because there's something that we bonded with when we are very, very young that we have not really delivered ourselves out of it. So as we are growing, the trauma is growing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And when we're beginning to be enlightening ourselves, right, I found my, when people listen to you, Professor Kavitha, yesterday and today, and they really listen attentively, I'm sure some of us will resonate with what you are saying, because it's we. You are talking about us or talking about me. So it's like you are narrating the story about me.
Yeah.
So because if not, because I've been I've been helping myself for the past few years, I shouldn't be sobbing tears when you were talking yesterday and today. I still have a lot to do. Don't get me wrong, because we are still growing.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. As you rightly said, we are 40 years growing child, 50 years growing child. The child is still in us, I
It's
think.
still in us. I'm still
Absolutely,
growing and I'm
absolutely.
still
I'm totally with
learning.
you on that.
We can't ignore that.
Absolutely, yes.
And that is more than chasing money. Because majority of people, if you ask them, why do you want to succeed in life? I'm sure some of them will say because they want to be happy. Some of them said, oh yes, I want to be free. Freedom. What is freedom? When you are traumatized. What is freedom? What do you call freedom? To travel? Traveling with your trauma, with your emotional problem?
Yeah. True,
Have you
true.
heard, have you heard so many millionaires killing themselves? What makes them to kill themselves? Not because they lose money, not because they lose money or they lose contract. No, it's what is hitting them in within. It's what is eating them. And that is why relationship is very important, because if you don't relate to people, you won't really see yourself. If you don't relate with people, you won't even know yourself more. So it's very, very important that we keep on sharing. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you so much. But let me not be the only one responding to your lecture this morning. Some of our leaders on the Facebook, they've really, really understand. I mean, most of the things you've said, they affirm it, like self-awareness is key. Be conscious of what we eat. We are still children growing up. You can't be free when you are traumatized. So they are also tuning in and they are listening and they are getting understanding. Yes, we are all unique and beautiful in our own ways. but because of what we are going through, what is eating us up, what is
Yes.
damaging us, we can't see it. We can't see the uniqueness. We can't see the special that is in us. We can't see the greatness that is in us. We can't. Because all what we are, like you said, we are we are so conscious of negativity too much. I like the way when you said, if you ask people, because you are happiness coach, when you ask people that what makes you happy, there was a pause. They're still thinking. But immediately you said to them, what makes you sad? There's no pause at all. They want to quickly tell you everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. True.
Everything that makes them to be sad. But they can shift from that. That is why I believe strongly on mindset is everything. Whatever you deposited in your mindset is how you will relate to people. It's how you will relate to people, how you will accept people and accept yourself, how you will treat yourself and how you will treat others. So mindset to me is everything. That's my song all over the
Absolutely.
world.
Can't agree less. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Even if you go to school for many years to become PhD and even more than PhD, what's in your own mind? Because yes, you can listen to a lecturer, but not everything that they said that you absorbed. Am I right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
if you absorbed it, if you understand it, then you will apply it, then you will see differences.
True.
So it is very important. Another, yes, I mean, share your predicament with your support system. You can't be free when you're traumatized, and many, many more. And I want to say thank you so much to all
Thank you so much. Yeah.
our participants on Facebook. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, Iga, Rita, Kwakwi. Oh my God, they are just coming in and you are about to round up. Well, sorry,
Yeah.
you, you will need you will need to watch the video earlier if you want to really listen to Professor Kavitha.
Excellent. Yeah.
And
Thank you.
on the Facebook, on the Zoom as well, we have Dr. Stephen Cameron, we have Ambassador Lukman, and we have Ambassador Olutosin, and I think even Dr. Samina, I wish she joined earlier. She's amazing, amazing woman. I wish she did. She's been trying to connect, but maybe the connection, something like, yes, she's been trying to connect because she might also want to contribute to what you said. But let's also invite Dr. Stephen. Dr. Stephen, you've been here for a couple of minutes now. Will you be able to ask questions or to contribute to what Professor Kavitha have said?
Thank you so much, our very dear Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, for giving me the opportunity to ask questions. It was such an amazing session. I loved it. I really enjoyed what Dr. Kavita has taught us. I mean, that, we should always focus on gratitude because gratitude is the best attitude. And, she also told us that, we should write down the words of gratitude uh, towards people around us, towards things around us, whatever God has actually granted us. And, it's very, very important. And, we should always challenge negative thoughts, practice self compassion also. And, there's a question which I want to ask to Dr. Kavitha that, what are the, what is the impact of trauma on our relationships with each other, a relationship with society, family? Kindly elaborate it. Thank you so much.
Probably I need to redo my session of yesterday
Right,
and
right.
today to answer
Briefly,
that
whatever.
question.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So let me capsulate it probably. So we have to understand that the kind of personality that we develop as adults is a manifestation of what we have been as a child. I mean, when I say as a child, I'm talking both about the nature, the genetics that we inherit, and because there has been research that's talking about the transgenerational, intergenerational trauma that is carried off, from the families, the grandmother to the mother to the child. So both the nature as well as the nurture. When I say nurture, the kind of relationship that the primary caregiver, gives onto the child. Probably I'll make it pretty quick, with an example. Let us say that a particular child is a child, like, who has been brought under an anxious attachment style. We have 4 different kinds of attachment styles. Secure attachment is wherein there is a proper discipline, there is an emotional value, a physical value given, and then, I mean, children are made to realize they're appreciated, they're given the autonomy to experience life, within the boundaries. The boundaries are set very clear, with all these things. A proper adult with a proper behavior, without a trauma, it comes into existence. So especially, let's take an example. We're talking about an anxious attachment style. When I say anxious attachment style, this is an attachment style where the caregiver or the parent, whosoever is the primary caregiver, or the parent or uncle or maternal uncle, whosoever has been taking care of the child, has not been giving the consistent physical or emotional connection to the child. Okay, so it happens, it doesn't happen, it's not consistent. So a particular situation like this, a child is not very sure that, there is somebody to love the child. Okay, so if this is the case, the child is brought under an environment, the child is brought under, this child grows up as an individual, as an adult, like, who is always craving for attention of somebody, who's clinging on to somebody, because the child has not received enough physical and emotional support during the childhood. When this particular child grows as an adult, the child is wanting to have. So when they, let us say, when they are entering into a relationship, they are clinging. We see many couples like this, where the husband or the wife is clinging always behind them. Always they expect that once they are into a relationship, they expect that the person completely, gives away himself or herself to the other person, thereby creating a trauma in the partner, because they already have a trauma, creating a trauma in the partner of not giving autonomy to experience. Because no, the relationship is as a part of life. Relationship is not everything. Because when I talk as a person, I talk as an individual, I talk as a professional, I talk as what I am related to the community. So let us say that a child who has been nurtured under an anxious attachment style from the caregiver, the person grows out to be a very clinging person and a highly codependent person, where the person does not have a proper positive image about the self, and they are always waiting for somebody's approval. So this is how the transformation of a child, an anxious child, to a clinging adult comes in. So eventually, I need not explain in detail how that particular style, will really spoil the relationship. Because you need to have a breathing space in a relationship, in any relationship for that matter. There has to be a breathing space where you need to have your own me time, to see what I need, what I want. Maybe I need to meet up my friends, I need to meet up maybe have some time for my hobbies, and have some time freedom to explore certain things in life. And anything, let us say I have a clinging partner, who's always on to me, stating that, where are you going, I am there with you, don't do this. This is so suffocating at the end of the time, and this is how it spoils the relationship. This is just to give you one example of how the childhood nurturing can impact the adult relationships. Did I make sense, Dr. Stephen?
Yes.
Yes,
Um,
yes, absolutely.
okay. Right. Very interesting. Interesting. Thank you for responding to Dr. Stephen. Ambassador Lukman, do you have anything to say? Ambassador Lukman? Ambassador Oluwatosin, anything to say? Okay, Ambassador Lukman, yeah. Do you have
Good
anything to
morning.
say?
Good morning from Nigeria.
Good morning.
Yes, yes. That's a great teaching from our speaker. In fact, I've learned a lot of things about relationship. Uh, my own question is about trauma. So, are there any specific triggers, or maybe let's say symptoms, you hope to address in therapy?
Okay. Do you get the question?
No, I
Yes,
could only understand that he's asking about the triggers. Like, do you say, like, how do we identify the triggers for trauma?
yes,
That's your
yes,
question?
yeah. Is that the question?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
The
The
symptom.
trigger is something that is pretty individualistic. Let us say that as a child, okay, as a child, I have not been taken care of. I have been neglected. Okay, I probably as a child I have been neglected. Okay, so I grow up as an adult as a neglected child. So I feel that the world doesn't care me. Something doesn't care me, and let us say that I'm working somewhere and my subordinate or my colleague or my boss says that doesn't tell me something, because I already have an existing trauma when somebody is not responding or reacting, because they might be busy, they might not be intending to trouble you, but because you already have a trigger that you are not being cared for as a child. Okay, so when you grow as an adult, you start seeing the whole world, even if there is a small deviation from the normal behavior. You start connecting that to that and stating that these people are not caring me. Maybe the intent of the other person is not that. So the trigger is highly, highly individualistic. What is triggered to you as a child, what has hurt you more as a child, is what the trigger is. Let us say that there is a person like who has been sexually abused as a child. Okay, to give another example, there is a girl like who's been sexually abused as a child. When this girl grows up, she might not trust any man at all. She might not want to get into a relationship. And even if there is a man who's showing a genuine love and affection for the girl, still the girl feels, no, they are not good. They are not good. They have an intent. They have an intent of abusing. That's the reason why they're trying to pretend good. I can give you a very classic example, I think, which I mentioned in one of my talks when I was touring. I hope Professor Lucas remembers that. There was a case that has come to me, long time back, I think around 5-6 years back. Wherein this girl, the father used to work somewhere. So there is this little child, the little girl, who used to live with the mother. So the father and the mother had a very beautiful looking friend, okay, who often used to visit, whenever the father comes, or otherwise, I'm not sure like how it worked. I don't remember exactly. So whenever the girl came, the father was more good to her. Okay, whenever the mom's friend used to visit the house, the father was too good to her. He used to give her presents, he used to give her talk so sweet, talk so nice, and all these things. So finally, this went on and on and on, and then finally they divorced, and this father married this lady, the mom's friend. Okay, so as this girl grew up, she got married, and the husband is such a beautiful guy, such a lovely, loving husband, But whenever he was talking nice to the girl, she started thinking that maybe the husband has an affair and that's why he's trying to, be nice to her. Because she has seen that experience as a trigger during the childhood, which started reminding her after becoming an adult, whosoever is nice, they have an interest in somebody. That's the reason why they are
Somebody.
trying to be nice to me. So this specific case came to
Mm.
me where the husband came to me and he said that, ma'am, can you do something here? So it took me some time to really make her understand what was the trauma that she was holding inside as a child, and what made her think that a man is good which means that he's interested or he's trying to impress some other lady. That is the reason why he's trying to be good. So this cannot be a trigger for anybody else. This is a specific customized trigger for that girl. And so every human being, whatever has hurt them the most, that becomes the trigger when they grows up. Am I clear, Mr.
Wow.
Lukman?
Ambassador Lukman?
Okay. Yes, thanks very much. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Let me also include, let me just add something else from my own experience. It took me more than 30 years before I could speak in public. And the reason is right from the childhood when I've been told, keep quiet, what do you know? What do you know? Keep quiet. We are talking. We are talking.
Absolutely, yes.
Keep quiet. What do you know? Because that is also part of emotional trauma, where
Absolutely.
you are being silenced, not
Absolutely.
to speak out. Keep quiet. What do you know? And then you really kept quiet for 30 years.
Not realizing it's a trauma, True, very true, very true. I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah, and even some people as well, they will find themselves withdraw from the society, because of whatever they have gone through in their own childhood. They withdraw from the society.
Absolutely.
They make themselves to just, not really involved.
That's what I was mentioning yesterday. It is called the flight response. When I say flight response, it is a kind of a protective mechanism that they adopt to face a trauma. Okay, if there is a trigger that is coming in, let us say that as a child, like the only way they have protected themselves was trying to evade the situation or getting out of the situation. If this was the kind of a behavior that has been adopted by the child since childhood, when the child grows up, I have many couples who come to me who ask this gentleman doesn't do anything. He runs away from home whenever I say something. He comes back after 1 hour. If there is a conflict, if the guy realizes that there is a conflict that's going to come up in the situation, he's no more at home. So he goes and then comes back after an hour. So this is a kind of a protective mechanism that they are used to since childhood, and that is the way they protect themselves. So as you said, no, this is also a way. This is a behavior. This is a response. This is a trauma response.
Or like some of the youth, it's like some children be watching their dad or their mom beating one another, fighting. That's a trauma as well, because you are looking at the people that are supposed to be your role model, and all what you can see them doing is fighting each other. And then one day when they also grow up, they will think it's a style, isn't it? They will think, oh, wow, I can do the same, even though they will fight one another. And then in a minute, they love one another. And then that child will think, is that what love is all about? Okay, so he can bond it to that. That means he can beat somebody up and still say he loves the person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, so there's so much, but we would like to delay you because you spent time with us, almost 2 hours, teaching us on this overcoming trauma. And I want to say thank you so much. We still have Dr. Samina, which I know she would like to contribute to this. She might have questions and then she might want to contribute. Dr. Samina, it's your time, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, That's what you just experienced right there at this point in time.
Dr. Samina?
I think that the childhood trauma or the family which fight with each other and children observe, so they, in the long run, when they grow up, they have these habits inbuilt in them, and they also do like their parents sometimes, and they have bad negative impressions and thoughts in their mind, and also doubt other personalities that they are doing, they have the negative relationships with the others, and I think this is right. So the children should have the environment of, I think, the religious environment and the positive mindset, and away from fighting and beating, and also they should have the fear of God. So they need to love each other, and they have the qualities, so that when they grow up, they have the fear of God. They used to love others, and friendship behaviors and relationships with others, like boss, like neighbors, like colleagues, when they are uh, doing their job in the long run, just like in when people are in the um, in co-education system, children are studying there, and the working in the both sex, ladies and gents are in the same environment. So it is very important that the children should be positive in their childhood, so they become good and positive in the long run when they grow up. So I think ma'am very explained it very clearly, and it is a good way that she explained it. Thank you so much. I appreciate her.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samina. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution. We really appreciate that. Ambassador Olutosin Ojo, do you have anything to contribute? We can see your face now.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering, like, where is this beautiful voice coming from?
Here we go. I have one question. Maybe that will be the last question. Yes, we've been talking about this. Yes, we've been bringing awareness. Yes, you've explained it to us. For somebody that is still find themselves in that situation, that want to come out of it, do you want them to contact you, or do you have any professional agents that they can contact via phone or via Facebook, social media, in case they want to, in case anybody on this platform or even on Zoom or Facebook platform, that, or those people that will be listening to this video later, do you want them to contact you? And also, do you also have other agency, professional agency that they can contact you? I mean, like you are also a physiotherapist, no, a psychologist as well. Yeah. So, which I know that at least you can help majority of people out there. So do you want them to contact you? How can they contact you and any other person that you know?
Yeah, I mean, I, in fact, like, has not been taking the individual counseling sessions for the past 5, 6 years, because most of the talks has been the kind of the group counselings, like, basically on the various aspects and giving insights on the different the issues and concerns and the strategies, like, because the one reason, like, I could not actually I'm not able to give individual time to the people, like, because it really takes a long time.
Yes.
But if the case is really serious, wherein they did not find a solution anywhere, and me being a very challenging kind of a person, would definitely love to take the case. I mean, because I have taken, off late I have been taking only such cases wherein they feel that they could not get a solution anywhere, I mean, and I don't want to lose them out, so that is the case. Like, I would definitely love to take, because I love to start working right from the inner child traumas, like which they have, and then like how do they do it and all those things. And I think for this, my number can be given, and they can contact me on the WhatsApp. Maybe I can talk to them. But mostly I'm doing the group counselings, unless until the case is very complicated. I'm not really taking the cases
Okay.
as such.
With your group counseling you're doing, is it online or is it physical?
Physical, because I stay in India, maybe physical it is not possible all the times. Maybe I can take up online. Shouldn't be an issue at all.
Or do
I
you
can
have
definitely.
any, have you started any online group discussion?
Online, I've been doing since long,
Wow.
because I mean, in almost 30-40 countries, I've been doing that.
Okay.
To only specific cases, which is actually quite difficult, where they feel so helpless, they're not able to get a solution anywhere. I mean, these are the areas like I have been working on. So my group number is something. My number, the number what you have right now, the WhatsApp number, can be shared. That's not a problem.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. So that is what you can hear now. All our learners, participants that have joined us this morning or this afternoon, because it's over 12 o'clock now. And for everyone that will be watching this video on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, this is an opportunity for you to contact Professor Dr. Kavitha GC from India. She has her own counseling group because this topic is very important. It's not just hearing and listening. You need to take actions. And one of the actions to take to seek professional counseling or professional support or help. And that is why we are asking our professor this morning, because Professor Kavitha is actually a psychologist, psychotherapist, and many more. And she's also an happiness coach. And I believe that every one of us need to be happy. We deserve to be happy. But if you want to be happy, you need to overcome some situation in your life before you can get happy. Money will not make you happy. Wealth will not make you happy. Having family or material things will not make you happy. So if you want to be free and want to be happy, please contact us and we will be able to redirect you to Professor Kavitha. And then you can get all your counseling section. Remember, because she's very busy, she's a professor, so she also teaches in lecturing in some universities and she travels a lot. So individual might not be the first thing first to do. Maybe you will need to join the group where she is facilitating the counseling for them. And then from there, if you really need a personal one, she will be able to justify that one. So on this note, we want to say thank you so much, Professor Kavitha, for joining us today and teaching us on overcoming trauma and also bringing awareness and making us to understand it better. What is it all about? And I'm glad that personally, I have gained a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot. Personally, I've been transformed with your teaching this morning. And personally, you have equipped me as well to be able to speak, even though I'm not professional like you, but at least little statements of saying positivity, stay positive, be grateful. I think that is simple enough to tell somebody. So on this note, I want to say thank you so much for sharing with us today. Unfortunately,
So much.
it looks like our third speaker missed up the dates. He was thinking of speaking today, but he was speaking yesterday, whereas we've scheduled him to speak yesterday and today alongside with Professor Kavitha. But we will reschedule another time for Ambassador Dr. Anogu to come back and also take up his section. So I believe we've spent much time today. It's already 13 minutes past 12, and we would like to release ourselves so that we can do one thing or the other. So I want to seize this opportunity to thank all our learners, our trainers, our trainees, and our friends on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. On LinkedIn, thank you for joining us. And here on Zoom, thank you so much for joining us. The video will be available soon on YouTube for others also to learn from this transforming relationship, marriage, and family part 2. So I want to say thank you so much once again, Professor Dr. Kavitha GC. We will definitely change that KC to GC. We will definitely. I think you still have one important. You still have another section with us. I don't know if it is later this week or next week. I will check. I
think
know.
it's
I know.
on 9th, right? It's on 9th, I suppose, right?
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
Professor is coming back to us again to
Yeah.
unveil another very
Because
important
based
topic.
on this, I planned a couple of webinars tomorrow. So I
Okay.
will. So it is day after.
Okay,
I
okay,
remember
yeah.
when. Yeah. Sure.
So you are coming back on the 9th, and I
Yes.
think 9 also is going to be a very powerful part section because we have more than 2 or 3 that will be sharing with us on that day. So thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us
much.
today.
Yeah.
And on this note, I would like to release us on time. I would like to say thank you so much, ma'am, Dr. Samina Evelyn, for joining us today. Thank you so much, Dr. Stephen Cameron, for joining us today. And thank you so much, Ambassador Oluwatosin, for joining us today. So on this note, since Professor Kavitha is still with us, we have a moment where we speak to the world on one particular statement when we want to end this program. And I will indulge that please open your camera so we can do this within a second. We are pronouncing a powerful words to the nation, to the world, and they want to see the face and the energy that is coming with this powerful statement. So because of that, I humbly ask Ambassador Ojo, Oluwatosi Ojo, please open your camera at this moment. Dr. Stephen Cameron, I don't know if you are working. Please let me know. Let me just know if you can't, and then we are.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Doctor, I'm at work,
Okay,
so
that's
I
fine.
would not be open.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
That's fine. At least we can see your beautiful face. So that's enough. Your profile. So thank you so much. Okay. Now we're going to end this program now as soon as possible, which is 12:17. Can I end this program now?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you can.
can.
Okay, I think Professor Kavitha is wondering what am I going to say.
Because I never stayed this long, so I was
Yeah.
wondering like what's going to come in.
Okay, I will ask a question that can I end this program? But you, in response to me to say yes, you can, you are answering me because of the question I asked, but you are saying it to the world that yes, you can.
Yes.
So we are saying it together. Okay? You understand now? Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask the questions and all of us will say together. I think Ambassador Oluwatosin looking serious. We're going to say, yes, you can. You need to be smiling. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Can I end this program now?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
can.
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 Professor Kavitha is just smiling. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear
I
you.
love
Yes,
this.
you
I really
can.
love this because the child in me is still alive and kicking. So
I'm sorry if I'm this, because we all need to do it corporately. with smile, with energy, because somebody somewhere out there in any corner of this world want to hear this word. They are in a situation in their cornerstone. They are in the midst of their trauma. They are in the crossroad. Everyone wants to make some decision. Somebody wants to take a step, but they need to hear these powerful words. Okay? And we have to do it together. Even if you can type it, you can see even the Facebook. Yes, they are doing it already. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. So we need to do it together. Okay, the last but not the least. Can I end this program now? Yes,
Yes,
You
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 can.
can. Thank you. Thank you. And God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
God bless you.